Wendy Williams recently revealed who really controls Hollywood and how she was silenced after speaking out against abuse. Years ago, Cat Williams, Jim Carrey, and Dave Chappelle predicted how Hollywood elites would target anyone exposing their secrets, threatening careers, children, and every part of a person's life.
Is a horrible person to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the way he moves with other people. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with these other people at my apartment in Miami? What are you doing? Oh, you spent on what? And what is going on at Wells Fargo?
Investigators reviewing the Jeffrey Epstein files found he was connected to top Hollywood and music executives, including Sean Diddy Combs. These elites have been involved in horrific acts and have made it clear that anyone who disobeys them won't survive in the industry.
They work for us. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything.
Countless victims have spoken out about the abuse they faced while working in Hollywood. Directors, producers, and music executives pressured young actors and models to sacrifice their integrity and self-respect to succeed. Figures like People, Harvey Weinstein, American film producer and convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein Diddy, spent decades exploiting underage minors, and no one intervened. This industry is built to protect them.
Had me over to the house of where these perpetrators in this ring kind of basically started. They'd pull me away for their threat sessions and tell me they have gaydar, they have this. At the end of the day, if you don't keep the members of this group happy, we control Hollywood, we can eliminate you, we will eliminate you. Threat after threat after threat. At the house it was, I mean, I've had put in drinks, I had liquor poured down my throat from being, where there were rules in the house of no swimsuits, no clothes out by the pool area. I was numerous times in that house by numerous individuals, various types of sex, all throughout that house. It was just something, you were like a piece of meat to these people, and they'd pass you around between them. It was, if I could define what that house was, it's evil.
Wendy Williams was the face of daytime talk shows for years, dominating the screen with her bold personality, unfiltered commentary, and fearlessness in saying what others wouldn't. At the peak of her success on The Wendy Williams Show, celebrities feared her Hot Topic segment because nothing was off limits. But in recent years, insiders claimed she was forced into a mental health facility and even force-fed. All because she exposed Diddy for who he really was. Long before any official investigation began, Wendy knew Diddy's true nature.
A series of depositions that not only prove that she's being held against her will, but also threaten to dismantle the Hollywood PR ring's sinister web of coercion and control. We've got the tapes, and they're shocking. It's clear that Wendy is currently living in fear for her life. They're locking up a mentally stable woman who holds incriminating evidence against some of the world's most powerful people. And they're doing it in broad daylight in front of the entire world.
Wendy Williams is locked in a room in an assisted living facility in New York. That's her. The only way I could interview her was to have a camera in the street because we can't get a camera in. She can't really have any visitors. She cannot go outside. She's been out twice in the last 30 days. She has no internet. She, and I think rightly says, she feels like a prisoner.
After Wendy Williams was reportedly diagnosed with dementia, the industry tried to push her aside, labeling her crazy to discredit everything she said about powerful elites. For years, she was confined and treated as a mental health patient. Now, court-ordered doctors have confirmed she never had dementia. It was all a tactic to silence her voice.
Wendy's guardianship seemed to be extreme. I spoke to her several months ago, and she just sounds like the same Wendy. Yes, is she quirky? Sure. Is she eccentric? Sure. She always has been.
And now a new revelation. Her team says a new medical evaluation ordered by Wendy's court-appointed legal team finding she does not have frontotemporal dementia.
She does not have frontal lobar dementia. So that should be game, set, match.
Gene Deal confirmed that Diddy orchestrated Wendy Williams' blackballing from the industry. He launched a smear campaign, ruined her career, pressured others not to hire her, and even had her misdiagnosed and sent to a mental health facility.
What people don't understand about Puff is that he held the entertainment grip, especially for the people who was his former artists, in a chokehold. If you didn't do what he say do, if he didn't like you, you would never ever work for Bad Boy or anybody in the entertainment business again. He did it to Kirk Burroughs. You understand? He did it to Wendy Williams. He did it to a lot of people, bruh. So now her going back is just wanting to get food on her table, keep a roof over her head. Because nobody was probably telling her, yo, I can't work with you. I can't deal with you unless Puff say so. I'm not gonna work with you. I'm not gonna do anything, because they didn't want to make him mad, because he had enough power in the business to stop her.
Cat Williams has repeatedly warned that anyone exposing Hollywood risks the full force of the industry coming after them. It's not just the studios or executives. When Cat began revealing elites involved in pedophilia and sexual exploitation, he faced arrests and harassment by the police. Authorities even allegedly attempted to take his children away, showing how far the system would go to silence him.
Yo, man, Cat, you cool, man? How you doing
I'm
tonight,
cooler than a fan, man. They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
how terrible is that?
I did want to ask, the cops, allegedly found some guns and...
Yeah, they always find guns. I never leave without my girlfriend. I'm on the middle of an interview, sir.
Sorry about it. Yo, they found guns and drugs. Now, that's what it was reported.
Sir, you can look at my paperwork. There was no drug. Weed is not a drug.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's safe for kids to be around guns and stuff like that? I mean, I'm just curious.
How do you keep this kid safe without guns? They were in a lockbox that the police broke.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm saying, if the police come in and raid my place and break into my gun boxes, you're gonna find guns. But these aren't. Well, I'm not in a gang. What difference does it make?
Now, you were actually stopped for this and let go, because you have a license for it,
No,
right?
This is their 9th time coming to my house. The problem was this time they came to my office and took my kids from an office. Not from my house, from an office. So now when I can't have my kids at my office,
that's an issue.
I must be
the
the most terrible black dude. Because here's the whole thing. You're gonna charge me with child endangerment? After I adopted 7 children and had them for 14 years in this state? Really? You coming after my kids now? Because it was already a witch hunt. Now you want my babies? Yikes.
These elites control everything. Cross them and you risk arrest, frozen bank accounts, and a ruined career. Even when Jeffrey Epstein agreed to name the powerful figures he worked with, they ensured he was placed in the most secure federal prison in the US, showing just how powerful this group truly is.
Epstein was...
Claims once dismissed as crazy are now appearing in official Jeffrey Epstein files. Evidence shows that both Diddy and Epstein were part of a network exploiting young women. Yet, Epstein's client lists and Diddy's tapes never fully surfaced. Court documents confirm victims existed, but no names were revealed and no arrests were made. Raising the question, who exactly were Epstein and Diddy supplying?
Everybody is a supplier. Epstein, Weinstein, like these guys knew what these extremists liked and provided it, and provided the way for you to to have $1 billion and not create a fantasy island type environment has not existed throughout history.
Right. I mean, if I was going to run some global power organization, I would try to co-opt every single leader, try to suck them in, offer support, bring them out to wherever I have my big-ass meetings, fly everybody in private jets, talk about the climate crisis.
All organizations have to follow the same rules.
Yeah, that's wild.
Recruitment is an important facet of all. Like,
we have to get some young global leaders.
Well, understand this is the only reason that we can talk about these big Illuminati-like entities at this period of time. It's just because of time. Like, they aged out. Like, you can't get in new, so everybody got decrepit over there, and they can't exchange, really.
It's clear that Jeffrey Epstein used coded language in his communications with clients. In the files, investigators found over 52 references in 6 documents, often dismissed due to lack of corroboration. Strange terms like beef jerky, pizza, white whale, and grape soda appear in contexts that make no sense. Forensic experts later suggested these were likely euphemisms for something far more sinister.
The the code words in the emails, literal emails of Epstein and Bill Gates. Like, these are known entities starting to talk about jerky. And then they're talking about the intestines of babies. They're talking about cream cheese. Like, I welcome anyone to prove me wrong because I hoped to fucking hell this is not true. But when we mentioned jerky, that was the more elite meat is what I'm interpreting this as. There were emails from people, redacted names again, saying, hey, I have 68 pounds of jerky in my freezer. I'm not sure what to do with it. There were emails of, I need more jerky. I'm going to send it to the lab. When he knew they were coming after him, they knew they were going to come arrest him. He ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid, which is which is how you would dispose of. And there are mentions, and now Congress is actually speaking about it. They did this week, spoke about Zorro Ranch and how there's so many mentions of bury them in Zorro Ranch, leave them in Zorro Ranch. And now that's 7,000 acres of land that Jeffrey Epstein owns in New Mexico. And it's actively working right now. And then just to add to that, the chef that was making the jerky, that was sending recipes, that was on the island, was Francis Derby.
Who's that?
Francis Derby owns the restaurant Camp.
What?
Yes.
Wait, there's a restaurant called
Cooking.
Is it
Now-
actual camp? No, it can't be. That'd be illegal.
It
He'd be
can't
shut
be,
down.
right? But
Right.
is it so tongue-in-cheek? Did they think they were so fucking smart that they could go that far?
Emails and documents reveal that Hollywood elites and billionaires regularly visited Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. The case is now under fresh investigation after disturbing claims emerged that 2 foreign girls' bodies were buried on the 7,600-acre property. An FBI report dated July 19, 2019, just days after Epstein's arrest, cited a call from a retired New Mexico State Police officer whose name was redacted, stating that numerous high-profile individuals were frequently seen at the ranch.
Finally getting to look inside Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in our state through some new photos. Epstein and his estate owned the Santa Fe County property until 2023. That's when former Texas State Senator Donald Huffines bought it. Now, these new photos of the property are from an insurance company, and they were taken when Epstein was still alive. I mean, you can see just how big the property is, multiple offices, cabins, barns, buildings. I mean, look at the large pool inside. Then you have a great room right there with that huge chandelier. At the time, there was also a fire truck, tanker, and trailer on the property, as well as a firehouse and storage facility. Meanwhile, there is a growing memorial on the property's outskirts paying tribute to Epstein's victims and survivors.
I can't imagine what they had to endure. I wanted everybody to know that New Mexico was strong and that we would represent these victims, living victims, survivors.
To grasp how extreme things were at Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch, emails reveal that on the day of his indictment, he ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid. One tweet highlighted the disturbing details: a trap door to the sea, 50 human teeth, 330 gallons of sulfuric acid, dental equipment, a dentist chair, code words like jerky for flesh. Epstein was allegedly conducting horrifying experiments, possibly using the human teeth to see how long the acid took to dissolve them, raising questions about the missing persons who visited his properties.
Here's one of the craziest ones. The day he was indicted in 2018, the very next day he ordered 330 gallons of sulfuric acid.
What?
Yes. He ordered 6 55-gallon drums of sulfuric acid to be delivered to the island. And so there was a lot of people online saying, oh, that was probably for his desalination plant. It's probably like a regular thing they need to order. So then someone else did a deep dive and said, no, this is the first time this was ever ordered.
I checked that again. I thought there was 2 other ones.
Oh, there was 2 other orders?
2017 and 2015.
Oh, so that guy was wrong.
The first one from that company, potentially.
Ah, that makes sense. So maybe it was for this desalination equipment, but also that's a lot of sulfuric acid. You know, if I needed 5 gallons for my desalination equipment, but 239 gallons or whatever it is to burn, to get rid of bodies.
Kind of hard to think of any other use for acid, just in general. Right?
Immediately,
So
you think.
Immediately.
Yeah. The other orders, were they that large? Because here's the other thing. How long has it been killing people? How long have they been boiling bodies to get rid of them? I mean, if you do have, for lack of better words, let's call it a service, where you allow rich people from foreign governments or whatever, you set it up, I can give you whatever you want.
Right.
Like what I want to do is I want.
As we dig deeper into Hollywood's dark side, we see that Jim Carrey was another figure labeled as crazy by the industry. After earning dozens of awards, including multiple Golden Globe nominations, Carrey grew disillusioned with Hollywood. He began exposing elites for who they truly were and publicly called the entire industry meaningless.
Is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't. Was
that an accident?
I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you needed more proof that Hollywood's billionaire allies were compromised, consider this. Lex Wexner's attorney was caught on a hot mic threatening, "We will freaking kill you," if he answered a question. While many assumed Wexner was at the top of the hierarchy, this incident shows he wasn't actually in control.
A good idea. We ought to have an inventory. But then there was I hired a lady to be like the house manager who had run the U.S. Embassy in Rome, and she said, "Yeah, I know how to do this." And I said, "Well, why don't we keep inventories of stuff?" And she said, "Well, yeah, I could do that." So she did that. That's kind of a puny example, but I wouldn't have had the idea. But then all the things were inventoried. That wasn't work for me or Jeffrey. It was just regularly done. Answer the question. Okay.
Wendy Williams is now fighting to escape her conservatorship, claiming she's being held against her will. One tweet summed it up. Wendy Williams built an empire and now she's trapped in a system that's failing her. Guardianship abuse is real, and no one deserves to be stripped of their freedom like this.
So, our recent events have been unbelievable. Talk about it.
We came back from dinner, and apparently police were called. But I was told that at some point
police were called because the coterie here was saying allegedly that I took my aunt from this facility and whisked her away without any sort of confirmation or approval, which according to everything that we have learned in terms of this whole situation, wondering exactly how that correlates with the statements that the Guardian has made, that Wendy is able to come and go as she pleases,
Right.
and that there are no family visits that are blocked.
Clearly, they are lying to me when they say I can go out and do what I want to do. This is my niece, Alex. She just flew in from Miami, okay? I just came from the hospital. So we are going out to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate what? I don't know. I'm from the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And of life.
Now the big question is this. If voices like Wendy Williams's were silenced for years, how many others were pushed aside before anyone noticed? What's really happening behind the scenes in Hollywood? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives analyzing clips, documents, and claims the mainstream media rarely covers, let me know. I'll make them.